Alright, what's up YouTube? I'm back. Today's YouTube video is going to be Sex Talk 101, episode 23, Skills versus Looks. I'm going to say it again. It is Sex Talk 101, episode 23, Skills versus the Looks. Now, we live in a world where a lot of people love to judge a book by its cover. And I mean, they really do. They really love to judge a book by its cover. And they do this because society, social media tells them to. So it's not always their fault. I know some people like Big Boss Cal 83 will 100% disagree, but I'm here to, tell you skills versus looks. Now let's talk about when some people say looks. What are looks? You always hear these punk ass pickup artists and dating coaches tell you looks are not important. And in my last YouTube video, I made a video called Does Leather Jackets and Motorcycles Get Girls Wet? And some of you guys loved the video because it was well received. It got 30 plus views. Now, I'm here to make a follow-up video, so that's what I'm doing before I go to the gym and hit the gym. As you can see, I shave, but I didn't come here to talk about me shaving. I came here because Monday and Tuesday are my 2 days off from work. Wednesday I go back to work. Thursday I get a day off, and then Friday I'm back at work, and then Saturday I'm off, and then Sunday I'm back at work. So it's going to be like you get 2 days off, you go to work, you get a day off, you're back at work, you get a day off, you're back at work type of scenario. And I'll make a future YouTube video about that for men from the age of 18 to 29, what to look out for when it comes to being on the job. Because some people are going to say, what happens if I hate my job? Should you make a video for it? So that's going to come in the near future. In this video, I want to stay on the course and stay on the topic. Now, if you see a woman, a very beautiful, sexually attractive woman, and she roll her eyes at you, or she say, at the appreciation at the way you look, there is a strong 99.999% she does not find you physically, sexually attractive. And a lot of times it could be you just don't know how to talk sociable. So different things for different guys. Now, when they think of looks, you think of Kevin Klein underwear models, guys that are male models. Guys that got six-pack abs, guys that drive fast motorcycles, fast sports cars, wear leather jackets, fresh haircut, they play sports, or they are an actor, and they're well respected, they're well known. Like you look at somebody like Drake in hip hop and rap. A lot of women love Drake. In fact, you take the average woman in any city or state and you put her in a room with 15, not necessarily 50, but 15 other women to make it a total of 16 women. And you had a survey and you asked those women, who would you take? Drake or a guy named Timmy? Just about all of them are going to pick Drake. And nobody will really take Timmy. And that's just in one social experiment. In the second room, you could probably have another group of women that's mixed, black women, white women, Asian women, Latino women. And again, they might pick Drake. So you go to room number 3, where there's probably a couple of girls that are into heavy metal rock. And they probably might say, well, he's not a rocker, but he might cross over into that genre of music. And again, they pick Drake. So that's 3 rooms. You probably go to room number 4. Where there's fat women, heavy set fat women that's 200 pounds, 300 pounds, 400 pounds, 500 pounds, and they might pick Timmy because to Timmy, they find him physically, sexually attractive. Now, Timmy may not find these women physically, sexually attractive. Like he might go in his head, I don't like big, heavy set women, but the big, heavy set women like him. And Timmy might be looking up the sky saying, God, why me? Why I gotta get the worst type of females? So we come down to Do you need to have skills? Does skills help you get laid? And the answer is yes. But there's some misconceptions and there are some things we need to discuss in this video because I don't want you guys from the ages of 18 to 29 years of age go through life thinking that if I got a great set of skills, I'll always get laid. It's not like in the movies and the television shows where you pick up a skill, you learn a skill, and then you get laid 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. It's not like the movies or the television shows. See, in the real world, in real life, one has to master their craft. One has to learn their craft and advance from one level to the next level to the next level. And sometimes that can be 2 years, that could be 3 years, that could be 4, that could be 5. Hell, it could be 10 years before you master and learn your craft. Sometimes you might fail when trying to learn how to pick up a new skill. Sometimes bad things have to happen to you in order for you to learn a new set of skills. You could be a car mechanic and use that to your advantage. There have been plenty of car mechanics that have had the opportunity to take out a very good, decent of attractive women out to lunch and dinner several times and have gotten laid in the process. But I gotta be serious with you. Having skills have a lot of strong advantages, but it does have 2 or 3 disadvantages. One of the disadvantages that it has, you cannot have your pick of women. You may find that hard and shocking to believe. You can't. And the reason why you can't is because it's an average 9 to 5 job. You might be a car mechanic and you probably might make about $5,000, 10, maybe 15, $20,000 as a car mechanic. And guess what? You're going to get women who are single moms. You're going to get women that's 200 pounds, 300 pounds, 400 pounds. You're going to get women that are old enough to be your mother or grandmother that need their car fixed. And if they like you, which most of the time they do, you get a phone number. You get invited to their house or their apartment. And usually that's probably might be your opportunity. Or you could work at a college in the library where you try to hit on the, cute, nerd girl and, you get rejected. And you might be good at fixing computers. Well, just because you fix computers don't mean you're going to get this super drop, dead gorgeous supermodel at all. And you see, the realization of having great skills helps you compete in a real competitive world. But you also have to accept the second disadvantage that skills has. You're also going to get used and abused quite often. You're not going to get used and abused once. It's going to happen to you 2 times, 3 times, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You might get used and abused a total of 10 to 15 times before you realize, why do I got these great set of skills that's taken me 10 to 15 years to develop, but I still cannot get the most physically, sexually attractive women on the planet? Whether that might be supermodels, fitness models, booty models, actresses in television and film, cheerleaders, an R&B singer, the news lady, the Queen of England. Those are the ones that are desirable women on the planet. And you might say, I got these great skills, but I can't seem to never get these super hot, attractive women that I see in the movies and the television shows or in the magazines. And the vast majority of men will never, ever be able to do that with their set of skills. And the reason why I said that is because I'm trying to explain to you guys that are from the age of 18 to 29, the misconception. Yes, it will help you get laid. Yes, it will be able to help you go on dates and take women out to lunch and dinner. Because women are going to come to you to fix my car. So if you're a car mechanic, that's going to help you out. If you fix computers, that's going to help you. If you fix cell phones, that's going to help you. If you walk somebody's dog, that's going to help you. Just don't be shocked or surprised of what happens when you finally get what you want. It's that old saying that Wolverine said in the X-Men cartoon, be careful what you ask for, you just might get it. If you're a personal trainer at the gym, like 24-hour fitness, LA Fitness, Club Bay, Gold's Gym, Planet Fitness, whatever gym you can think of, LA Boxing Gym, UFC, if you're a personal trainer, you might train a lot of people to get in athletic shape. So you're useful. And that might lead to you taking a girl out to lunch and dinner. That might lead to you getting laid. But don't be shocked or surprised that because you did it, that you might get some woman that you don't find physically, sexually attractive. So it has its advantages and its disadvantages. You can't control who's going to give you the opportunity. That's the disadvantage. You can't control who is going to come to you for your services. Now, the opportunity is you got to take the person out to lunch and dinner. You got their phone number. You get the text. You get to talk to the person. You're not alone. You're not by yourself. So from that standpoint, good advantages. If you're an Uber driver, that may, being a taxi driver or being an Uber driver, that's usually 50-50 with that. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes it never happens. That's 50-50. And then there are guys that fix your car, not your car. There are guys that fix your house. There are people that fix the pipes. Your toilet broke, your refrigerator broke, your stove, your oven, your sink broke, and a girl might say, I need someone to come in here and fix it. Now, I know you see that in the movies and the television shows, and the guy gets laid, but again, that's a misconception, because in the movies and the television show, they want you to understand that that's a hot looking guy that just happens to fix somebody's house. And it just happened to be a hot, attractive woman. So in the movie environment, from movies and television point of view, it happens. Where in real life, you get this beer gut, heavy set guy named Bob who's lost his hair with a fat gut that's 260 pounds. And he gonna go into a low class environment and do that. It's the same thing if you're the cable guy. Yeah, you may be the cable guy to give out free cable, which can land you in jail. But again, that's going to help you. Same thing if you're a security guard without the gun and the badge. People might think you have power. But then again, once they find out the reality that you don't, then yeah, that's 50-50 too. So, and I already talked about that in the Alpha Male series. But that's if you have skills. Now, there is another advantage that skills does present. Talking power. Now, what is talking power? Talking power, you see it all the time. You see talking power displayed in movies, television, music, the internet, at school, at your job, the gym, on the road, the nightclub, the radio. Everywhere you go, you see talking power displayed. I'm talking to you right now on the internet, right? Talking power. Talking power is the number one skill in America. It trumps everything else. Talking, it trumps you being in athletic shape, which I'll get to. Talking, it trumps you being fat, if you're fat, if you're skinny, if you're not physically sexually attractive. Because if you know how to talk, you'll be surprised what happens when you're able to just talk. And I already made a YouTube video about what happens if you learn how to talk. You meet a complete stranger and you start talking about random subjects, and all of a sudden they want to exchange phone numbers. The more you practice, and the more you practice with complete strangers and conversation, it leads to a phone number. Now, again, that still doesn't mean you're going to get a supermodel or a fitness model, but it means you have figured out how to get from I can't talk to no one to I can talk to someone to I can't get no girl's phone number to I can get a girl's phone number. So talking power is the number one skill. Now let's talk about looks. A lot of guys love to go to the gym and get bigger, stronger, faster, more athletic, because they believe if they're physically, sexually attractive, they're able to get as many women. So in this case, looks can help you get laid a lot. Looks can help you get laid 85 to 90% of the time. Now you might say, Alex, why not 100% of the time? Because only in a controlled environment of movies and television, a guy that's good looking never gets rejected. Never. In the real world, guys who are good looking, who get rejected, is usually for one reason and one reason only. You might say he's got money, he's got looks, he's got status, he's got the motorcycle, he's got the leather jacket, his hair looks nice, he's got a job, he makes money. So what's the problem? He doesn't know how to talk. He doesn't have no clue to how to sit down and talk to women. That's one of my number one weaknesses. All superheroes have weaknesses. And one of my weaknesses, I'm learning how to talk to women, but the reason why it hasn't 100% came is because what I just said. The number one skill in America is learning how to talk. When you're in high school or in college, the reason why the class clown was getting all the girls' phone numbers over, the guys who couldn't talk to girls or didn't know how to talk to girls was because he was good at one skill and one skill only, talking. What you learn about the talkative person is that they can't play basketball, they can't play football, they can't play baseball, they can't play for soccer, they can't play no sports for nothing. The guy can't sing, the guy can't dance, the guy's not in athletic shape, but he has this one superpower. He has this one skill that nobody else possesses. The ability to learn how to talk. So he's so good with talking that he's able to figure out right away what to say and what not to say to women. And you'd be like, Steve here don't play no basketball, don't play no football. Steve ain't got no car, but somehow he got Lisa's phone number. He's got Kelly's phone number. He's got Wanda's phone number. He's got all these girls' phone numbers in his cell phone, but he don't play basketball and football. He don't go to the gym and work out. So how is he getting all these hot chicks when he ain't even the hot, good-looking guy? Because he has this one skill that nobody else has. He knows how to talk. Talking beats everything else in this department. Looks does get you 85 to 90% of women's invited attention. The only weakness that we can pick on looks, because looks don't have too many weaknesses, but looks does have one major weakness. What happens when a girl asks you a hard question and then you get shit tested and then you don't know how to respond to a shit test? A person that knows how to talk figures out how to get through and around a shit test. And guess what? I don't want you men from the ages of 18 to 29 years of age to turn around 5 years later or 10 years later or 15 years later and say, hey, Alex, you ain't never went on YouTube and made a video and tell us what would happen if this happens to me. I've had friends that have fixed computers, that have fixed cell phones, that have fixed refrigerators, stoves, microwaves, kitchen sinks, toilets, and they've gotten laid like nobody's business. But it's by women they don't find physically, sexually attractive. They get women 200 pounds, 300 pounds, 400 pounds, or somebody's mother or grandmother. But when you ask them, who's the chick, they're too embarrassed to show you who the chick is. Or the girl might cook them breakfast or lunch or dinner. Or I'll take you to McDonald's or Burger King. I'm just trying to tell you what happens. But talking is the one skill that helps. Looks is a nice way of you trying to get away from the politics. Like, because you're so good looking, we could fire you from this job, but we're not. And the only weakness that looks does have is what happens when a girl shit tests you and you don't know how to answer a question in a conversation. And when it takes you 30 to 60 seconds late or it takes you 2 minutes or 3 minutes or 4 minutes to respond to a question, now the woman has took a sword and cut through your armor. You know how they say in battle, always have your sword and shield ready? Well, you got your sword, but where's your shield? And if your shield gets broken, then you must not have a strong shield. And if a woman can cut through your armor, then she's gonna find out that, okay, he's hot, he's good looking, but he doesn't know how to talk. He doesn't know how to carry a conversation. And I said it in my video about being introverted and learning how to talk and get hot women, that the number one reason why some, not all, some hot, good looking guys get rejected is because they don't know how to talk. Now, what happens if you get a guy that's not good looking and he gets rejected? Again, the number one reason, if you have everything else in order, is you don't know how to talk. See, we always see guys that are short get rejected, or we see guys that are fat get rejected, but then we never ask ourselves, what happens if you do see a hot, good looking guy get rejected? You know, he's got the house, he's got the car, the money, the looks, the status, but he don't know how to talk to women. Rejection. So just because someone tells you it's always looks, just remember, if he gets shit tested and he can't pass the shit test, then you know why. I already made a video about it. Then there's also skills. Just because you have skills, that doesn't mean you're not going to get used and abused. I don't want no one walking around in this world thinking I got all the skills in the world and everything's good, and then when you get used and abused, you go, Alex ain't never told me this would happen. And I don't want no one walking around the world thinking that because they're good looking, that they're not going to get rejected. So that's why you can get a guy that don't look like nothing, get the hot looking girl on an occasion because he has this one great skill that beats everything else in the category. And then every now and then you get a hot, good looking guy that look like he has everything, but there's always one thing missing. So I hope this video is a big help. Until next time, peace.